Hey, say JD. It's Cypher. I wanted to say thank you for the level of discourse. It's a really good conversation. Let me jump right in it. You said that words have definitions, and definitions define concepts. And the word marriage is used to describe a concept. I'm okay with that. Very okay with that. You also said in your first video, marriage cannot be understood, ever, in principle, apart from procreation. Oh, okay. But the idea, the concept of marriage that we're talking about, you say that the concepts don't, that when it comes to marriage, this concept doesn't change. And I would submit to you, it has already. It absolutely has already. And I can say one word to you as a huge indicator as to how far it's changed, and I'm pretty sure you get the point. Harems. Already, this word was used to describe, for example, couplings of multiple partners, not just two people. So that has definitely changed as far as the way we see it here in America. Matter of fact, living here in America, there's a long period of time where you couldn't get married to anyone outside your race. I'm not entirely sure how they got that one to go, but okay. But we were already talking about vast, sweeping changes in the concept of marriage. We're talking about an entire feasting hall full of food. But you and I are talking about and focused on one plate with a piece of meat on it. And you say that there should be this historical and religious respect for marriage, because marriage was created by society to regulate obligations and responsibilities of the child-creating relationship inherent in heterosexual couplings, the possibility for children, the way you put it in your first video. And yeah, I think there should be a part of that, but I'm not sure we should go overboard. And the reason why I think we shouldn't go overboard is because the moment we both concede the point that children come outside of marriage, and that the behaviors of human beings, regardless of their marital state, can yield children, then the teleological argument that you've brought up to encapsulate this breaks. Teleology. The form that gives rise to the expression of a function. The form being marriage, the function being child creation. If child creation comes outside the form, then I would put to you, the form does not support that function. And that maybe heterosexual sex would be the teleological argument that we're talking about for the facilitating of children and the forwarding of the species and what have you. But even that, it starts getting really far away from the actual coupling people together and the choice that's inherent within. You also gave two examples as to the discriminatory nature against the gay population in this idea of marriage. The ladies' room and foreign policy. And I'm going to take them one at a time. The ladies' room. Yes, as a man, it is illegal for you or I to go use the ladies' room. What you did not bring up in your analogy was there's a men's room right next to it. And we as men are provided a restroom. The restroom yields form to the function of relieving ourselves. A person who would argue in favor of gay marriage would say yes, the vast majority of the heterosexual social community has a restroom recognized by the state where privileges, both social and governmental, are given. And it is right and just and good. But the gay population doesn't have a restroom at all. And that civil unions, though they will provide a sink and soap and hand cloths, does not provide the rest of what is necessary to facilitate an actual restroom. That's what I believe the argument would be. And you also brought up foreign policy. Okay, I understand your point. The individual citizen, not elected to public office, cannot in any way dictate foreign policy. Can't happen. Cannot make it, cannot create it. All they can do is recite it. And even then, it's not recognized by foreign governments. But even in that, you're not describing a social condition. You're not describing a place where people are coupling with choice. And that coupling being recognized by the state, the relationship between them being recognized by the state with the privileges that are granted not just by government but by society. What you're talking about in that analogy is a job description, and there's nothing stopping you as a citizen from going and applying for that job. And there's plenty of them. You could go apply for those jobs where you or I, should we choose it, go out, manipulate, change, alter, or create foreign policy. Barack Obama became president of the United States. And it's not just the government that grants the privileges, as I alluded to a little earlier. It's society that does this through health insurance policies, hospital policies, banking policies, through social norms and social behaviors. These things alone, there's a real serious need to really nail down, are these people worthy of the full rights and respect granted to other people who have their relationships recognized by the state? Because it literally feels like separate but equal. Have a good day. It's good talking with you, CJ.